Hey there guys, this is Sam
and Justin
at the Survival Review, and today we are going to be talking about the next movie in the legendary
Monster Universe.
Universe, is that what it's called?
Something like the monsterverse, I think.
Okay. Kong Skull Island.
So when it comes to King Kong, we are huge Kong fans.
Yeah.
The original is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, the original is a classic in every sense. And I even like, the Jeff Bridges one from the 70s.
Yeah, for what it is, it's an enjoyable film.
It's fun. Even the Peter Jackson one is
I really like the Peter Jackson one, and I remember when that one came out, I was feeding into the hype for that movie. I remember buying the Production Diaries DVD sets.
Wow.
They had all the behind-the-scenes production diaries, and I just remember being so hyped for that. So Kong, I really like Kong a lot, especially that original film. So I was really looking forward to this one.
I think he was looking forward to it more than I was.
I was, because I really liked the trailers for it. I liked the visual look of the trailers. I liked the cast for the movie.
I can agree to all that. I think the visuals are one of the things that I like the most about not just the trailers, but the movie itself.
Yeah, so there's a lot of hype for this one, and yeah.
This movie sucked.
It was alright. I like it a bit more than he does. It's an entertaining monster mash.
Yeah.
But that's about it. It really needed a lot more to be a legit, good movie. It lacks character a lot, and just boils down to Kong fighting a bunch of monsters, which if that's what you want, then this will deliver. This will deliver it completely.
Yeah,
but yeah, but this really felt like the studio just was reacting to the negative reaction to Godzilla and the lack of Godzilla in the movie. It's like, oh, let's just make this action scenes.
Yes.
And
for the most part, I would say the action scenes are fun.
Oh, the action scenes are a lot of fun. I really like those.
I like seeing Big Monkey punch helicopter. That's great.
Yeah, the introduction to Kong in this movie is amazing. That scene is actually pretty incredible. It's great. But then you get to that middle half there where Kong kind of just disappears. The biggest thing this movie is lacking, aside from character development and characters to really root for, is Kong development. Yeah. It's like they forgot that Kong is not Godzilla. Godzilla is just a monster. You're not supposed to give a crap about him as a character. But Kong is an actual character, especially in the original film. And even in every movie, actually, got that right. Yeah. Even the Jeff Bridges one, and especially the Peter Jackson one, they got all of that right. This one...
There's almost no character to Kong in this movie.
No.
Really, he's just a protective animal in
Basically.
The movie. That's all there is to the character of Kong in this movie.
And they shoehorn in one scene where Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston get up close to Kong. They try to capture that, but it's so brief and so random. Kong just happens to be standing there that it doesn't work.
It was so stupid.
Mm-hmm. But let's do what does work with this movie. The cast is all well acted.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Some of the smaller characters, it was kind of iffy.
Yeah, but Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, John Goodman, Samuel Jackson.
They're good actors.
Yeah, they're all good, and they're all good in the movie.
But the characters are... There's no character.
No.
I mean, he and I were talking about John Goodman in the movie, and you forget that he's in the movie.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, you're following him because he's the researcher trying to go to Skull Island to find out about Kong and to reveal that Kong exists. So you're kind of following him for the opening of the movie. Then once you get on the island, everybody gets spread apart, and everybody's just trying to come back together and survive. He's just a background character. He's just there, and you're like, oh yeah, Goodman's in here. Why aren't we focusing on him? The only person with an actual motivation is Samuel Jackson, who just plays a crazed colonel who, after Kong kills most of all his men, he just wants to get revenge and kill Kong for killing all his men. So he starts to go kind of crazy as the movie goes on.
Yeah, even that motivation seemed
flimsy.
Yeah.
And you feel like at the beginning of the movie, there's going to be more to his character. He seems like the kind of character who lives for the job.
Yes.
It's okay, that's going to come into play or something, and it doesn't. He's just a vengeful soldier.
All that characterization is just lost after the first act. It's completely gone, and he just becomes angry man because monkey punched helicopters.
Yeah, and then Tom Hiddleston, he's a tracker.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
He hit a man with a cue ball. That was...
Oh yeah, that was his introduction. To make him seem like a badass, I guess.
That was fine.
Brie Larson's a photographer.
She has a camera.
Yeah, and she's an anti-war photographer.
She says those words exactly.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
In case you couldn't figure it out.
John C. Reilly, though, he was good.
John C. Reilly was good.
He's a World War II pilot who gets shot down on the island and has basically been there since World War II, and they come upon him. He's living with the people in the village in Skull Island.
Well, he's been living on the island for 28 years with this guy that this Japanese fighter pilot who he shot down, or they shot each other
They both
down.
got shot down, basically.
And that's how the movie opened, was their fight scene, and I thought that was going to tie into nothing. So it was cool that sort of had...
Yeah. And he had, like, this movie tries to have humor, and a lot of times it falls flat, but the only, like, little few times the humor worked was with John C. Reilly.
Exactly. The only times I laughed in this movie were some of John C. Reilly's lines.
This is one of those very conflicting movies, because just by looking at it, if you just see, like, footage from the movie, you want to love it. Because visually, it's incredible.
It looks great.
Yeah, and Kong looks great. This actually might be my favorite look for Kong, because he looks just like an updated version of the 30s Kong. If they took the stop-motion creature from the original and made him CGI, this is what he would look like.
Yeah.
And so I like that. It looks better than they did in the Peter Jackson one, actually.
I would agree to that. Yeah, he looked very good.
Yeah, and like they try to make this movie look a lot of like Apocalypse Now.
Yes.
You can tell he was heavily influenced by that. I mean, this poster.
If you can't tell from that poster.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Apocalypse Now, and in that regards, visually it looked amazing. Like it looked like a good Vietnam War film. So that stuff is good. The movie visually looks incredible. Effects wise, the effects are really good. Kong looks great. Looks very detailed. And the other monsters he fights look good. There's some inventive one, like especially the spider.
I liked the spider. I thought the spider was very cool. The lizards are kind of... They're lizards. They're a little generic, but whatever.
And also this movie likes to remind you that it's the 70s.
It never lets you forget.
I see trouble on the way.
Basically, it's like somebody was told, hey, you know that song from that 70s war movie? Put that in. And he didn't know what he meant, so he just put them all in. Every 5 minutes, especially just in the start of the movie, there's another Creedence song. Another just song that you've heard a million times in every Vietnam movie.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't let you forget.
And speaking of the opening, I know you said you actually hated the opening.
I hated it.
But I actually kind of like that opening. I like the energy it had with them kind of getting everybody together. Like, okay, this seems like they're building up to a fun adventure movie. So I actually kind of like that opening. And yes, this movie is in the same universe as Godzilla. Mm-hmm. And they make little references to the Monarch or Corporation, which is what Dr. Serizawa was a part of in Godzilla. And I like that. That's fine. That's actually the one thread between movies that works and doesn't kind of feel like shoved in your face.
The fact that it's there sort of takes you out of it a little bit, but I mean, it has to be there. So they handled it in the best way that they could. Yeah,
until one thing that we're going to talk about at the end of the video, that's a spoiler, that we're not going to do a whole spoiler video because there's not a whole lot to discuss except for that scene. I just say there's a post-credit scene for this movie. Mm-hmm. To tie into future movies in this universe. And as a scene, it's pretty awful. It's so, like, in your face and obvious. It's on the nose, if you know what I mean. It really is. I kind of like building a universe with Godzilla and King Kong. If they do it well enough, like they did for the majority of this movie, I kind of like that. I think it's kind of fun and cool. Mostly because I'm a diehard Godzilla fan, so... anything with Godzilla, I mostly enjoy. And one of the flaws that we were talking about with the lack of King Kong characterization is the fact that he kind of disappears for the second act of this movie. Yeah. He really is not there much, and you're kind of watching it like, this is a King Kong movie. You know, King Kong is a character. Yeah, sure, the first hour of the Peter Jackson one didn't have Kong. That's because he wasn't introduced yet.
Yes.
Once we got to Kong, he was actually a main character. Mm-hmm. Compared to this, where he kind of he wasn't there.
It's kind of like give and take because you get to the monkey a lot quicker.
Yes.
And that's nice, but then he's just not there.
You even see him in the opening scene of the movie.
Yes, which was great. I'm glad they did that.
And when you see him, it works. All the stuff with Kong was awesome. Like, I love that stuff. It just has those elements that could have made a great movie. Mm-hmm. Well directed. It had a great cast. Like, if you just say the names of the cast of this movie, it's great.
They're good actors.
Yeah. It just fell a little flat.
Yeah.
And it was silly. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I know we're just completely trashing the movie in this review, and I know you do that intently, but I actually do enjoy this movie for what it is. It's a dumb B movie,
It was fine.
Don't go in expecting like anything great. I will say I enjoyed Godzilla better than this. I know you don't know for sure because you haven't seen it since theaters.
Yeah, it's tough to say. The more I think back on Godzilla, I can't think of much that I really would want to rewatch it for.
This movie's better than Godzilla in the action thing, in the action category, but Godzilla tried more to have a story.
Yeah.
It tried more to actually like do stuff and to have you be invested. This movie just has a lot of characters that are just there. Oh my god, speaking of characters who are just there, there's a scene at the end of the movie where a character sacrifices himself, and it was the most awkward experience sitting in the theater watching that scene because this dramatic music plays. That character's like best friend is like crying like, no, don't
People
do it.
are holding him back from taking. Like,
Yeah.
He's got these grenades in his hand. He's
Yeah.
about to sacrifice
And-
himself, and I'm like,
I didn't give two craps about that character this entire movie, and it was so awkward because I'm like, I don't care. I don't. Yeah, okay, die, cool.
almost every death in this movie, just about.
Yeah,
Not even just about every death in this movie. I don't care.
yeah.
So it just. It sucked.
It was, I don't know, because like, part of me, just the kid part of me who just likes action and stuff, enjoys it, because every time there's an action scene, even the action scenes without Kong are still really good. There's actually a really good action scene where they first encounter the big monster near the last half of the movie. That's very well done, very well shot, and visually cool. Like, all the action scenes are great, and they're very entertaining. It's just, yeah.
You know what action scene was great was when John C. Reilly threw a samurai sword to Tom Hiddleston in a gas mask, and he started going samurai on all the lizards.
The little flying, like, bird lizards.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
God. And I'm pretty disappointed with this movie, because, like, it could have been great. It had all the elements there.
It could have been a lot better than it was.
Again, as it is, it's entertaining, and, like if you want to see it, just don't go in expecting much out of it. Just go in expecting, like, some really fun action scenes, a giant gorilla fighting
If you
a
go
monster.
if you go in expecting that, you'll be happy.
And some great visuals.
Yes.
Because the movie looks amazing.
Don't look for characters.
Don't look for characters. Just look for a silly B movie, which is kind of disappointing because Kong is not normally attributed to B movies.
Yes.
The original Kong is an A+ classic film, and the Peter Jackson one is great too. That one has a lot of great character moments, yet it has too many character moments, but it has them. This one just lacks that, and it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
So, out of 10?
Out of 10, I'm going to give the movie a 4.5. I didn't like it.
I'm going to go 6.5 out of 10. Again, I had a smile on my face during a lot of the action scenes.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
And when the credits started rolling, I was like, yeah, it was entertaining. A stupid, fun, entertaining flick, but should have been a lot more than what we got.
So, until King Kong vs. Godzilla...
Which I am actually looking forward to, because I love Godzilla. I'm actually really looking forward to Godzilla 2, which is supposed to have Mothra and King Ghidorah and Rodan in there, and I'm looking forward to that, mostly because I'm just a giant Godzilla fan. But I am looking forward to King Kong vs. Godzilla, because why the hell not?
Yeah, it'll be... They'll punch each other.
It'll be entertaining.
Yeah. So until then, we're actually going to start talking about one last thing that's spoilers. So if you care about that, turn the video off now, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
But now we'll talk about...
the post-credit scene of this movie, which is not going to be a surprise to anybody who stays for it, because they spoil it in the credits.
Yep.
Because as the credits roll, you see the words, Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah are all owned by Toho. As the credits are rolling. And I was like,
I don't
wow.
remember them from the film.
Yeah, they weren't in this movie. So basically this post-credit scene. Here we go. Yeah, Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson are sitting in this interrogation room. All like, we want out, we're going to tell everybody about Kong and all that stuff. And then the people from Monarch come in and go, Kong is not the only one. There's more, and shows them a slideshow.
More what?
Yeah, and shows them a slideshow of cave drawings of Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. It's the most on the nose. That was bad. I already got it spoiled for me that there's gonna be a Godzilla related post credit scene. And I was like, I don't know how they would actually do that because there would be no reason. But I was just expecting Godzilla just to pop up and roar, and I'm like, okay, I'll be okay with that. I honestly would be fine with that. But once it cut to Tom Hiddleston Rios in the room, like, oh, they're doing an Avengers thing, aren't they?
It was so stupid.
I mean, a part of me liked seeing like a cave drawing of Godzilla fighting King Ghidorah in an actual big budget Hollywood movie. And the fact that that's actually gonna happen, that we're actually gonna see Godzilla fight King Ghidorah in a big budget Hollywood movie, gets me antsy. Like I really like that because I'm obsessed with Godzilla. So that makes me happy. But that scene was terrible.
It was so dumb.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
It was, yeah. The movie that this post-credit scene is hinting at, I'm actually legitimately excited for. So there's that. The scene didn't help. But
I'll watch it.
I'm excited. But then again, I friggin' love Godzilla, so
Yeah.
anything Godzilla I'm going to be excited for.
So,
yeah, that's Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, watch it if you want, I guess.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm just like... That's it. We're done. That's it.
we should.
No, it's done.
Okay.
The end.